welcome to PQ, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today's video is by Mike, one of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. He suggested this video that has a lot of views, but we've never heard this person's name, neither the song. But we decided to check it out. It seems like it's a big deal, and we would love to explore new bands and new artists. This is Paolo Nutini, if I'm right, and the name of the song is Iron Sky. So we want to say thank you to Mike for your support and for your song request, and let's go.
We are proud individuals living for the city, but the flame couldn't go much higher. We find God and religions to paint us with salvation, but no one, no nobody can give you the power to rise over love, over hate, through this iron sky that's fast becoming our mind, over fear and into freedom. Oh, that light.
Wow, it's so beautiful and the kind of music that I really like. I think I have to after that go and look it up. I think I will like their other also songs. One of the interesting things for me until now is that he plays with his mouth in order to produce the kind of sound quality that he wants, and it reminded me of a little bit. I think it was in our one of our Pearl Jams videos, that the singer also had really tense muscles here when he was singing, and he was doing it on purpose in order to produce the sound that he wanted. And I mean, we had the whole discussion about how it's different to the classical music, but it's also really interesting to see sometimes he extra does something to his lips also here to make something, to bring some voice out of his mouth. I think I want to listen a little more before I say a little more about the music.
Over fear and into freedom. Oh, that light left dripping down the wall of a dream that cannot breathe in its harsh reality. Mass confusion, spoon-fed to the blind, serves now to define our cold society from which we'll rise. Over love, over hate, through this iron sky that's fast becoming our mind, over fear and into freedom. Oh, you just got to hold on. You just got
misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us use that power. Let us all unite.
I'm alright. Oh, my love, and oh, my hate. Through this iron sky, this fast becoming all mine. Over freedom, into freedom, into freedom, from which we'll rise. Over love and over hate. Through this iron sky, this fast becoming all mine. Over freedom, into freedom,
Wow, such a strong message, and I mean, so many beautiful things happened in the music. First of all, the bold one, I will go straight up to the bold one, is Charlie Chaplin's speech part in the movie. And for me, every time I hear that, it just does something to me. Aside from the text and the message that it has, the text is so strongly written. It's so brief, and it doesn't have anything extra. You know, it's one of those really strong statements that it will stay in the history, because it has a strong message and it has like powerful words in it, and it's so brief that with just a couple sentences, it's I don't know how to say it, but with these couple sentences, it just tells the half of the history that happens, or half of the, or it gives the answer to the half of the, maybe most of the problems to the history. And also I remember that every time a protest happen in Iran, my Instagram will be full of this clip with the Persian subtitle to remind people that dictators never last forever, and there will be an end from it. But aside from the message, how he articulates this dialogue, and especially when he said the machine hearts, and the accent that he puts on some of the words, it shows how much of a great actor and artist and thinker he was. And I think it's one of the movie scenes that it's will remain in the history, and every time and it will never forget during the history. But other than that, the contrast between this machinic articulation that he had in this part, the music background that is so soft, and there is also a sad aspect into it, and also it's more free and it's really humanized, and it feels like really human. I don't know how to say, but the contrast between the machinic speaking of him and this music that is really humanized is also such a weird, and weird in a good way, and so special feeling in this part of the music. And other than that, the backing vocals were also very interesting, because they were really like they were singing really high notes, and in a very angelic and operatic way. I mean, at least for me, it's not that common to hear backing vocals in that kind of a way, to hear to sing like that. It was also like, I don't know, it felt like there are also an instrument. The producer or the person who made this song was thinking them as an instrument, not like a backing vocal to just harmonize something or like add a layer. It was really like a strong and instrumental what they were doing. And again, the contrast between that really operatic high-pitched notes that they were singing with this cracky and tired and angry sound of the singer, it was also such a beautiful moment. And in general, that feeling that I said, that it's so humanized and so soft in a human way, and with the taste of a sadness, and also how the singer was singing, that was really more melodic and more free, and rhythmically it wasn't really angle or like a square or something. He was really freely showing himself. It all was really showing the contrast to the Charlie Chaplin's part, and the whole message that it was like the humanity is crying against something that has no feeling, the dictators and like humans in power that has no feeling and doesn't care, and that it's like there is not even a tiny bit of humanity in them, and like human feeling in them.
It was interesting to me that the first, maybe not even half, the first 2 minutes of the song, I was really focused on his words and his singing. I don't know why, I don't know the reason. But then after that, my focus like shifted to the instrumentation, and I could not hear like what is happening in the background like so loudly in my brain. I had to really shut it off and like force myself to listen to the singer. I don't know why that happened. Obviously the instrumentation and the song was getting bigger and bigger, but at the same time it was the most gradual way of the song getting more intense and grow. Like it started so like minimally, and then obviously at the end we heard that the brass entered, the saxophone entered, and like we heard more instrument coming in. But the entire time, no matter what part of the song we were, it always had a feel of suspension to it. And I was trying to think why it has that, because I mean, there are some harmonies, especially the piano, I feel like, or the keyboard was helping a lot with the harmony, even though we were not able to hear it, at least I was not, to hear it all the time. Sometimes I would hear like a little glimpse of piano notes here and there, but it was present the entire time, so it was like pushing forward the harmony. But there was one of the guitars, not the bass. The bass like had its own like melody going up and down, but one of the guitars had such an interesting line to play, because he was playing repeated notes almost the entire song, all the way to the maybe the last like a minute or so, repeated notes like playing bum 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 bum, and then he would change it to like a step higher or lower, and then it would repeat that again. And then so it was like just a span of like 3 or 4 notes, I think, that he was just going forward and backwards and just repeat that. And only toward the end of the song he started developing maybe a little bit, like he added a little bit of a melody line. And that guitar in particular, in my opinion, was actually loud, not in a bad way, but it was just like observing that it was kind of loud compared to the other instruments. So after the singer, that like draw my attention the most. And I think that really, first of all, the color of it, but also the way that he was playing, the pattern that he chose to play, was really giving me this feel of like suspension. And once after in the middle of the song, when I really figured out what the song is about, what he's talking about after the speech especially, then it all made sense, because it gave us a sense of like machinery, or like a sense of being stuck maybe in a world that you don't want to be. And then the entire song like made sense. Like, so I think that little pattern for me was such a meaningful part of it, because it was so minimal, but it was consistent. So even though you just choose to ignore it, if you live in a world that you're trying to be free, and as he said, trying to not follow the greed, but if you live in that world, you cannot at the end of the day ignore that pattern, and it's always present. So it had, I don't know, it's like such a, like, first of all, like meaningful thing for me, because like regarding the lyrics, but also regarding the sound that they were producing, the atmosphere of the entire song. It was like so like haunting a little bit, because it was present the entire time. And then it was so also separate from the bass line, because the bass line was obviously like very bold, but it was kind of like in a little lower level. But the instrumentation was really interesting to me, because the way that they build it up. I mean, we saw bands that they use brass instruments like but I mean, it's not that common. But like having that big of a band, first of all, was a nice surprise. But also the way that the architecture of that, how the way that they designed to bring every instrument just in time. So that was also very, very interesting. And you talked about the lyrics, so I'm not gonna go into that. I think you was very well said by you. So I think we can conclude this video. But it was such an experience. Some songs that are like such an experience to listen to, and I think this was one of them. It just like takes you to a different world, like, or a different part of your mind, I feel like. And it was one of them. So yeah, that was it. We want to thank you, Mike, for suggesting this different and very touching song. We hope you guys watching enjoyed it as well. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us more, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.